What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to the Marvel Heroes Test Center, and we're going to take a look at what is a surprise to me, actually, some Spider-Man improvements. Now, I've got the battle damage costume on because I'm very proud of earning that. And we're going to look. We've got 3 trees, same as usual. Crime Fighter, Web Slinger, Wall Crawler. I'm going to check something really quick down here on the Spider-Man thing. Still has 2% dodge chance. However, from what I've seen so far, dodge plays a huge role in his kit. Much like a few other characters as of late, he has 2 specializations, which we'll take a look at those afterwards. But right now, we're going to take a look at each power individually. A lot of these are going to be the same. Some of them will have some differences, though. So first, right off the bat, we have Spider Strike. It's your basic physical damage, recovers spirit on a hit, and it's got a medium-ish attack speed. So there's your power there. Next, we have Spidey Pummel. You get physical damage. Damage is increased 1% per 200 dodge rating, which dodge rating is easy to gain for Spider-Man. Attack speed, lowish, actually. Spirit cost 22.2. Wow, and it's an attack move that activates 3 times. That's neat. See that one more time? Boom. Next, we have Arachnid Assault. Physical damage does 4 hits. You are invulnerable for the duration of this power, and this is your cooldown power for 6 seconds. That's cool, and it hits more than one person. So that's pretty neat. Next, we have Infuriating Humor, Taunt, Weaken, Spirit cost of 15s. There you go. Next, we have Spider Brawl. Damage is increased by 1% per 200 dodge rating. Physical damage, attack speed moderately high. Spirit cost 7.1. This is the original power that everybody's been using. There's your animations. Next, we have Spider Slam, backflip into the air before web slinging onto the ground. Physical damage, knockdown duration 2 seconds. Spirit cost 17.8. Boom, that's actually new. Let's look at that one more time. I think it's a new animation. That's pretty cool. Next, we have Wrecking Ball. This is the same thing as before. Physical damage, 4 hits per second. Dodge chances increased by 30% while channeling. Ongoing spirit cost of 17.8 per second. And you do actually have to move. Clearly, the actual web balls are, the wrecking balls themselves are not finished. But that's actually pretty interesting the way that works. Next, that was actually the Crime Fighter tree. This is the Web Slinger tree. So this is going to be your range stuff. We've got Web Shot, basic, physical attack, slow, and then 1.8 per second attack speed. So that's pretty cool. We have Web Spray, everybody's favorite vulnerable, physical damage, slow, vulnerability, area duration 5 seconds. Medium attack speed, and 13.3 spirit cost. Bam. So there you go. Next, we have Impact Webbing. Physical damage twice per second. Dodge chance is 30% while channeling, and ongoing spirit cost is 13.3 per second. That is neat. Next, we have Stick Around. Physical damage. It's a stun. Spirit cost is 17.8 and 4-second cooldown. Boom, very nice. Next, we have Web Barrage. Damage is increased per 1% per 200 dodge rating. You also get +1 attack speed, +1% attack speed per rank. Right now, at rank 1, it's got 11.2 per second. Spirit cost is 1.8 physical damage. So there you go. Pretty neat. Next, we have Evasive Webbing. Physical damage, immobilization duration of 2 seconds. Spirit cost 10.7. And it's your basic ranged back flip so you can get out of combat. Next, we have Web Sling, which is physical damage. Its damage is increased, again, 1% per 200 dodge rating, 22.2 spirit cost, and cooldown of 8 seconds. That's pretty cool. And last, we have Web Them All. Physical damage twice per second, immobilization duration of 1 second, ongoing spirit cost of 14.2 per second. And that's just, you know, the typical beam thing you normally see. Now, we have here in the Wall Crawler, we have Amazing Acrobatics, physical damage, stun duration of 1.5, and spirit cost of 6.7. So there you go. That's your acrobatics. It looks like it's actually doing more than one movement. It must rotate if you don't have a specialization. That's pretty cool. We'll look at the specializations here in a second. Spider Sense allows you to see enemies on the minimap, 15% damage negation, 8% block. Huge dodge rating, projectile deflection chance, physical damage when you dodge a melee attack, and it has a buff effect. Dodge chance is obviously not finished. Spirit recovers regardless of power usage. Crowd control immunity 1.5, cooldown 15 seconds. So that's what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Next, we have web slinging. It still has a web cost, but it does have the new animation from the Spider-Gwen thing, which came from the last patch, which this is really cool. I love this. It's amazing. Next, we have Leaping Assault. This power always crits, physical damage, knockdown duration of 2 seconds, spirit cost 22.2, cooldown 6 seconds. That's the same power as before. And then we have Amazing Smash, which I believe is still the same power, physical damage per second, immobilization duration of 3 seconds, cooldown 25 seconds. And I believe it does pull, or it should pull everybody in. Clearly, that doesn't happen on these guys. And we have one more power called Spider DNA. It gives you tenacity, regenerate health per second, restore spirit when not using spirit spending powers, attack and movement speed buff, critical hit and brutal strike rating, and you gain dexterity with 3 specializations. Now, the specializations on Amazing Acrobatics will be Spidey Flip, which, there you go, that's the Spidey Flip itself. We have Web Sling Kick, which is where he grabs the web and moves across. I gotta wait for combat to be out. And, so here we go. There you go, that's your power. They got a few bugs to fix, because it does move past when you're not moving, but if you are moving, it does not swing past the target. So there's that. And then we have Web Zip, granting the ability to shoot out a shot of web in front of him and rapidly pull himself in the target direction. So we'll look at that here in just a momento. There we go. And same power as it has been, but instead of having 3 different movement powers, you have 1 movement power that can specialize in having the animation that you like, which is awesome. So, same damage and abilities across the board, it's just the visual is different. Now, with Spider DNA, you have 3 different things here. We have Fighting Spider. Spider DNA gains a damage multiplier from melee powers, restores health on hit, and increases damage negation. Arachnid Assault lasts twice as long, hitting twice as many times per activation. Spider Slam deals bonus damage and gains a cooldown. Spidey Pummel deals bonus damage and gains a cooldown. Stick Around, instead of pulling enemies towards you, becomes Web Yank, and Web Sling cannot be activated. Web Sling is the one that does the cooldown damage. Alright, cool. So that's for Fighting Spider. For Spitting Spider, yeah, that's absolutely what it is. Spider DNA gains damage multiplier for ranged powers, increases dodge chance, and increases your maximum spirit. Web Maul deals more damage, has a cooldown and a fixed channel time, and its immobilization effect cannot be resisted. Stick Around and Web Sling deal additional damage. Amazing Smash and Leaping Assault are now considered ranged powers. Web Spray applies additional damage over time, and Arachnid Assault cannot be activated. So that's this one, which is the vulnerability blur attacks. And then Jumping Spider is a combination of the two. Spider DNA gains a damage multiplier for movement power, so you're going to be using movement powers a lot. Gains additional dodge chance and damage rating when you use move power. Spider Slam deals additional damage if you have used Evasive Webbing recently, triggering a cooldown on both powers. Evasive Webbing deals additional damage if you've Spider Slam recently, triggering a cooldown on both powers. Evasive Webbing, Spider Slam, Amazing Smash, and Leaping Assault are considered movement powers, and Stick Around cannot be activated. So let's take a look at Fighting Spider. You'll notice it does give you the damage to melee powers, the regeneration, and additional damage negation, which is awesome. We'll go back to this. We have an additional damage gained by Fighting Spider and a cooldown. So Spidey Pummel now does a lot more damage and has that cooldown. Next we have Spider Slam also having a cooldown. And you'll see we cannot activate Web Sling. I don't think there's any other powers in this tree that trigger anything. And that is that for in terms of powers for Spidey Pummel was supposed to... Oh, I did get that. Okay, hold on. Spider Slam. That's this one. Okay, so all the powers are done. Next, we'll check out Spitting Spider. So we've got Stick Around, giving an additional damage percentage. We have Web Sling also doing an additional damage. And Web Maul getting damage and a cooldown. And it has a specific channel duration that goes until it's finished. And then we cannot activate Arachnid Assault, and these powers are all the same. And now the final one, Jumping Spider, should be interesting because that's got effects across the board. So first one is going to be Spider Slam, is now considered a movement power, 400 if you've used Evasive Webbing. So that would be this power right here. Same thing. This gets 200% if I've used Spider Slam within 5 seconds. So we'll do this and then Q again, and there you go. So now it's got a 6-second cooldown and an additional 400% damage. I believe... Let's see, that was not the right button. So here's Leaping Assault and this Amazing Amazing Smash, which has both movement. So that will allow you to have an extra movement build. And that is Spider-Man. Maximum Spider looks to be the same, so that's pretty cool. Spider-Man looks like he's going to be pretty good now with that he's got these huge changes, and basically it really does change all of his builds across the board. If you want melee, you go Fighting Spider. If you want ranged, you go Spitting Spider. If you want to do a combination of both and have the extra movement powers, you go Jumping Spider. So that's 3 completely different builds that will allow you to do whatever you want with Spider-Man. And with dodge being able to grant him a bunch of, not percentage dodge gains, static dodge gains. So as you increase Spider Sense to get more dodge rating, your powers are going to now have, 3,654 dodge rating to work with, which gives, let's see, it doesn't show here. Going to show here. It doesn't. So the things aren't done, but essentially 200 divided by 3,600, I believe, is 18. I could be wrong. So that's an additional 18% damage you're going to be doing on stuff like that. And that's just maxing out this, not including any of the items that you might have on Spider-Man, such as any of his uniques, which might get some changes here in a minute. But we have... I think there's some dodge on Spider Bots. That might be good for those builds. You'll have, surprisingly, not a lot of dodge there. Not a lot of dodge on his items. They might get changed a little bit, but other items that will be able to help you, such as Pimp Shrinking and a couple other things that will help you restore spirit, they'll be pretty cool. And, you do get some neat stuff when you go, because you'll notice you get the bonus stats here from Spider DNA. You get 5% dodge chance, damage to range powers, spirit while you have Spitting Spider, and then Jumping Spider grants you dodge, chance, and damage 6 seconds when you move power, and you get the extra damage to movement powers. So there's Spider-Man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it for you. Remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along, and with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.